My name is Devin Soper. I'm a scholarly communications librarian here at Florida State, working in the Office of Digital Research and Scholarship. One of the areas that I work in is copyright education and support. I would say equally important are what have come to be known as user rights, and specifically fair use, which is a provision of copyright law that basically intends to strike a balance between the interests of creators and the interests of users, with the recognition that in order for there to be for copyright to serve its purpose of promoting the progress of the sciences and useful arts, it can't exert like a freezing effect that would it can't give creators a completely unlimited monopoly on their creations. There need to be affordances that allow users to make appropriate, fair uses of copyrighted works without permission. So fair use is probably my favorite aspect of copyright law, and basically it's meant to strike a balance between the interests of creators and the interests of users. Because remember, the purpose of copyright is really to promote the progress of the sciences and the useful arts, and in order to do that, it can't provide just an unlimited monopoly to copyright owners, to the creators who actually are working to produce content. It needs also to take into account the needs of users of that content. Again, we're all sort of standing on the shoulders of the people who came before us, and all acts of creation draw heavily on what's been created in the past. So if copyright were to be an unlimited monopoly, it would exert like a freezing effect, and future creators would be limited by that and unable to engage in their own acts of creation. And so fair use is really what ensures that there's a balance there, that future users and creators have the privileges that they need, really the rights that they need to engage in their own acts of creation and to move our culture forward. We're quite active in developing guides, educational resources, putting on workshops, scheduling consultations for one-on-one information sharing with students, and that's also just one piece of the work of FSU Libraries that's related to copyright. We have a copyright advisory board here in the libraries with representatives from all the different divisions and units, just because copyright is a really essential piece of the puzzle for much of the work of academic librarians. Our Know Your Copyrights workshop series, there are a number of colleagues a number of my colleagues at FSU Libraries are interested in copyright and have a great deal of expertise in this area. So we got together and set up a series of workshops on different aspects of copyright law that are relevant to the work of academic libraries, and indeed more broadly relevant than that. I love helping people. That's a big part of the reason why I got into librarianship, and this is an area of need that I've seen be a really fertile ground for interacting with and helping our community here at FSU.